Hi everybody, I'm going to record a video here of me working out on Triangle Islands, the second puzzler. So I have played around with this problem a little bit, but I thought I would try to start over and show you just how I was thinking about the problem originally. So Triangle Islands and the seawall, that starts with, let's see, we're building some islands, and the islands have a triangle center. I don't like that. Triangle center. And then around that is a seawall. So I'm going to build, sort of imagine what the seawall looks like here. And those are also triangles around the outside. And so the first one, if you remember the original write-up, looks kind of like this. So this is a level 1 island. Label that level 1 island. And the question is about how many triangles there are in the center that make up the island and how many triangles are in the seawall, the outside. So I'm just going to start labeling that too a little bit. The island, in this case, has one triangle, and the seawall has lots more. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And, you know, just to be fun, I'm going to change the color of this. What color? We'll do green for the seawall. That seems appropriate. Okay. I'll get my green color ready here too. So the second island, this is a level 2 island. So level 2, oops. Level 2 is bigger island, so it's got 2 across the bottom. And there's the island. So that's clearly 4, make up the middle there. And I'm going to draw the seawall. Drawing these triangles is going to get tedious. So hopefully I only have to do a few before I start to see some patterns. This island is not as neat as my first one. Okay, so how many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So I'm already noticing some patterns here. One is that I count a bunch across the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 7 across the bottom there. And 9 across the bottom. Those are odd numbers. Look, going up by 2. That's curious. I wonder if that's going to continue. And then when I'm counting up here, I'm noticing there's sort of 2 on a side. 2 per side for a while. And then there's the top. And the top, I'm noticing, is always an island shape. So it's always 4 triangles. So there's always the top. So anyway, so I don't know how much of that pattern is going to show up. So let's just draw the third one so that we can see anything else is happening. See if those patterns show up. 2 is never a good number of sequences to look at when you're looking for patterns. You really want to see at least 3 because lots of patterns exist for 2. And you want to make sure that the pattern you're identifying actually carries through the whole thing. So see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that's 9 right there in the island. I'm going to draw the seawall now. So the seawall is like this. I'm getting better at drawing my seawalls now, I think. Well, let's see. More seawall, more triangles. Okay, let's count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 there. And then I've got the 4 up at the top. So what, that's 33 plus 4 is 37? No, I don't think that's right. No. 11. Oh, this was 22 up to that point. I was counting the 11 already, so let's go back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's 12 there. Okay, so not 37. No, that's more like 33. 23 plus 4 is 27. Okay. So these are the islands that the problem starts with. These are the three that are shown in the original problem. The main question, and I'm going to note those over here. So the main question is one, island size at level 50. Two is the seawall size at level 50. And the third question, I think, was a generalization. A rule for each. Okay, let's see. The first thing I want to do is I want to look at this sequence of numbers here, both of these, in a more compact way. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make this a table. So I'm going to have the level as the first entry in the table, the island level, and then we have the island size and the seawall size. So there's some space there. We've got a level 1 and a 2 and a 3 island so far. And my island size is 1 and 4 and 9. And my seawall size is 15 and 21 and 27. All right. So eventually I want to get down here to level 50. And I want to know what these are. Question marks, right? Okay, so what am I noticing so far? I'm noticing that these are going up by the same amount every time. At least in this case. So I'm going to mark this. So this is a +6 and then +6 again. And I'm pretty sure this can happen and keep going, but I really want to look at level 4 and 5 to make sure. Let's look at this. So I'm curious about the pattern I was noticing before, that the base seems to increase from 7 to 9 to 11. So I'm guessing that the next base up is going to increase. I don't want to draw the whole thing again, so I'm going to move this out of the way down here. Let's get rid of this for a moment. And I'm going to add on, let's see, the next island up would be level 4. So level 4 island would be adding an island size of 4 this time instead of 3. So these would be colored in, that would be part of the island. And I'm going to go back to my green for the seawall. The seawall would expand. The seawall would be out here now and would get stacked up like this. So that would be level 4 island. And I like this because I'm starting to see how it grows. See what I've added on. I've added on to the seawall. It looks like it has added these. I just added this row to my seawall. But I also lost some. I lost these in the seawall. That became island. So I've added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 there. So added plus 13 to the seawall. But I also subtracted some. I lost these from the seawall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I lost 7 to the seawall. So that is a grand total of adding on 6. That's the same pattern I was noticing before, right? Plus 6. So in the fourth row, I would expect this to be plus 6 again. So this, I would expect it to be 33. Let's see if I got 33. 33. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 across the bottom. That's the same pattern I was seeing before. So it was going up by 7, then 9. Let's see, 7, and then 9. And then it used to be 11, but then I erased it, so now it's 13. Okay, that's across the bottom. And then next up is I'm adding on 1, 2, oops. Pointer, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Adding on 16 along those sides. So plus 16, and then 4 across the top. Again, right, from this thing. So 4 across the top. That's a total of, see, that's 20, and plus 13 is 33. So all that pattern is working out. It seems like every time I go up in a level, I'm adding on 6. Why 6? Why 6? I don't know. Why 6? I'm noticing that, see, before I was added on this whole row to the seawall. And what I really did, I guess, I moved this out. So I kind of moved all those pieces out into the next seawall. I'm going to try to visualize that a little bit. So let's go back down to my level 3. And I'm going to clean this up a little bit. So back to my level 3 and build this back up. So here's the seawall. Oh, okay, I have an idea. I'm going to really visualize this completely. So let me do this, draw this again so I can move things around. That's what I really want to try to do. So I know this seawall is going to stay there. I'm going to keep that blue, and this seawall is definitely going to stay there. But this other stuff is different. This other seawall, I'm going to add it in a different color and try to add it all in one go here. So what I'm really doing when I'm going up one level is this stuff, this seawall, becomes part of the seawall out here. And I end up adding on, the rest. Here's the new island part goes here. This stuff that used to be seawall is now island. So this is island. And this other seawall, which should I do? I'll do light green. This is new stuff. All right, ugly, but I'm starting to see a little bit here. So my level 3 island, had this as the seawall right here on the outside. And then what I did to go up a level is I took some of that seawall out and I moved it up here. So right now, if I'm counting this, so I'll do this again. All of these, this is the original seawall, the same pieces to make the level 3 seawall. And then I added this part. So I added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I added 6 of them. And I suppose every time I add this, let's see if I take if I go up one more level, I would take all of this stuff right here and I would move that up. And then I would have to fill in. So all of this would move up one level, and my next seawall, I'll do brown. So the next seawall, that would be, so I'm talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of those becomes up here. So I would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's moving that up, and I would have to fill in the rest. So filling in the rest, I'll go back to light green for the new ones. No, not light green. I don't like the same color. We'll do just black. So I would be adding on these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. So I just keep adding on 6. It's just this same shape I keep adding on as I go up. So I'm starting to, I don't know, that's interesting. I kind of see why it's 6 in terms of the diagram. Okay, I think I can answer one of the questions right away. So this is going up by 6 every time. So up 6 every level up. And to go from level 1 to 50 down here, that would be plus 6 for each time. How many times is that? From 1 to 50, it's in like add 6 50 times, but it's not 50 times, it's 1 less. So to go from level 1 to level 2, I added 6 once. So to get to level 2, I added 6 once. To get to level 3, I added 6 twice. To get to level 4, I added 6 3 times. So to get to level 50, I'm going to add 6 1 less. Get to 6 plus 6, 49 times. So that's adding on 49 times, if you get my calculator. That is 49 times 6. That's adding on 294. And I started at 15, so this guy right here is going to be 15 plus 294 plus 294 is 309. So I'm pretty sure that's what the seawall size is going to be. Now, the island size. If I take the same approach, I'm wondering how those go up. This goes up by +3. This is going up by +5. Odds. I'm seeing odds again. So I'm guessing this goes up by 7. Well, I have a level 4 island over here, sort of. If I sort of picture just the level 4 part, the level 4 island would just be this island right here. That's the island with the base. So this is the island. And this would be just the seawall around that. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and erase some work here. I don't generally like to erase, but let's go. I'm going to get rid of this extra seawall. So let's go back down to a level 4 island. There we go. Okay, level 4 island. This is, a level 4 island. This was a level 3. Let's just save that somewhere. So over here, that's level 3. Level 4 has, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 island pieces. And we already know that this should have, the seawall should have 6 more. So if it started with 27, that would be +6, and that should be 33. I guess we already worked that out over here. Okay, island size is 16. We added on, if I'm still thinking about the same approach, I took these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I added those on right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I've got an extra 2. If I go back from imagining this, when I went from level 2 to level 3, I took these, I added them on here. So I added those 3 plus an extra 2. And then going from there to level 4, moved those there and added on an extra 2. So I am, there's an adding on 2 on top of adding this last layer. But that last layer keeps getting bigger. So it was 3, and here I was adding on these. So this is a harder pattern. No wonder it's not adding on the same amount. It's a non-constant pattern. So, here, so I can add something to the table here. I've got the level 4. I already know what this is, what I say. It's 16. So 16 right here. I'll add 16. And yes, that is adding on 7. So presumably the next level up would be adding on 9. So that would be 16 plus 9 is 25. And so to find out if I'm following this strategy here, I'm adding on the odds, 3, 5, 7, 9, 3, 5, 7, 9, up to here. So the same pattern, if I'm going from here down to 50, I would be adding all the odds. Okay, not all the odds. The odds starting at 3 up to, I don't know, 49 odds later. I don't know what the 49th odd is after 3. I suppose it would be like double that. So like plus 98. So maybe that's so like, so from 3 to 101, all the odds from there. That's tricky. Add up all the odds. For instance, I'm seeing another pattern, and some of you watching home might have seen this earlier. So I don't need this strategy of like, what am I adding up by every time? That seemed to work out really here because it was constant, but it's not constant here. That's going to be a little trickier. I am seeing a rule that instead of just going from now to next, a next rule, it's sort of a sequential rule, I'm seeing a rule that goes straight from here across. Right, each one of these. So from 2 to 4, 3 to 9, 4 to 16, 5 to 25, that's a squaring pattern, clearly. So whatever this is, say n that's in between 5 and 50, some spot between 5 and 50, then the number of island pieces are going to be n squared. So if I'm going all the way up to 50, this is just going to be 50 squared. I'm pretty sure that's the pattern. 50 squared, that's 2,500. So equals 2,500 island pieces. Great. I have done a lot of work here. I answered some of these questions. The answer to this one is 22,500. That's the island size at level 50. The seawall size at level 50 was 309. Okay, 309. And then, the generalization. So how I need a rule for each of these. One rule for the seawall was clearly adding on 6. So that's a rule. Let's think about that rule. I'm going to go to light green. So rule for seawall. I'm adding on 6 each time. So I'm going to add on 6, and that's like a constant increase. So I'm remembering that this is a classic rule for a constant increase, linear. And what I'm adding on, it's not this. We think that this is what we're adding on every time, but that's actually the starting point. That's the y-intercept, the starting place. What I'm adding on is this every time. So for every increase in x, I get one more m to add on. So my rule is going to have to be something like 6 times some variable. Now, what variable? I mean, I can say x, but then what's x? I mean, is x the level? I don't know. Could it be the level? Could it be the level? 6 times the level? That's what we're adding on every time. Let's see. For level 2, I added 6 once. For level 3, I added 6 twice. So it's not exactly the level. Maybe it's the level minus 1. That way, right, I added 6 3 times here to get to level 4. So take the level minus 1, multiply by 6. That's what you're adding on. And I'm starting here, level 1. The seawall starting at 15. So I'm starting at 15, and I'm adding on 6 times whatever level I'm on minus 1. And I got to do the minus 1 before I do the 6. So I think that's my rule. Let's see, this is equal to the, I need more room. Let's get myself some more room here. All right. So this is the seawall size is equal to 15, that's my starting points, plus 6 times whatever my level is minus 1. Okay, I think that's a rule. It gets me, so if I know the level, I can jump right to the seawall size. Let's see if that would work for level 50. If I did that for level 50, that would be 50 minus 1 times 6 plus 15. 50 minus 1 is 49 times 6. I did this before. 49 times 6. 49 times 6 is 294. So 294, I remember doing this exact calculation. 294 plus 15, that's how I got to the 309. Okay, so that checks out. Great. I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to need some more scratch weight because I also need to do the rule for the island. Whoops. Come back here. Rule for the island. Rule for the island is different because for the seawall, I was adding on a constant each time. That's not what happened. I did not add a constant each time. But the rule is actually super simple because I already had a rule that went straight from the level to the island size. That was squaring it. So the rule is actually really, really simple. I take the level and I square it. And that is equal to the island size. Okay, that's I answered all the questions. I'm going to close off for there. It's because I like clean work at the end. I'm just going to stick this over here next to my answers. So there you go. If you want to pause this, you can see what the answers are. 2,500. Yeah, notifications. Yeah, 2,500 and 309. And these are the rules. Fantastic.